don't understand. Will they fuck it all up or will they save the land? Treachery, vanity, loitering and worse. They are their own worst enemies. These fuckers don't need no cause. Authors and dragons. Authors and dragons. Their powers combined, a group of fantasy authors take on a sadistic games master. Will they survive? Probably not. Authors and dragons! Authors and dragons!
Hey everybody, I'm John Hartness, and I am playing the role of Fandango the Feathered again. Shit. In real life, I write a bunch of different stuff, including the Black Knight Chronicles, the Bubba the Monster Hunter series of novellas, the Quincy Harker novels, and my newest release, Blood, Sweat, and Tears, Bubba the Monster Hunter Season 5, is available for pre-order now and will be releasing in July. So get out there and pre-order that shit.
Hi, my name's Joseph Brassi. I play the role of Bjorg Bjornsson, enthusiastic and violent barbarian. I was an author on the Mongoliad books. My novels Skyfarer and Dragon Road are available from Angry Robot Books. And I am the author of such non-existent titles as Risque Ramen, the story of one man's filthy noodle.
Hey everyone, my name is Rick Gualtieri and I play Silas Kane, paladin of a god he can't pronounce. In real life, I write several things, but my newest release should be dropping just about around the time you're listening to this. Bill of the Dead Adventures Part 4, Blinding Justice, which will lead into the next Bill of the Dead book. Go check that out.
Hello, friends. My name is Robert Bevan. I play the role of Klaus Richter, the notorious rogue. In real life, I write the Caverns and Creatures series of comedy, fantasy novels, and short stories, starting with the first book, Critical Failures. I'm also the author of many of the Shingles titles, including the last one, Whiz Kid, and the upcoming Pearls Before Swine. Go get it.
Hi there, I'm Steve Weverill, playing Brandon Firemaster, gloriously stretching his human form once again. In real life, I write such books as the Doomsayer Journeys with Falstaff books, the latest installment of which, The Endless Adventures of Hand and Strike, is now available in digital and paperback. So go check that out.
Hey everybody, I am Drew Hayes, the compass by which this ship navigates the sailing seas. Also the Dungeon Master, also the author of books such as Superpowers, NPCs, Fred the Vampire Accountant, the latest of which, Fred number 7, Out of House and Home, will be available in June of 2021. And I will put a final date out there when I have one. When last we left our intrepid adventurers, they had gotten themselves into some trouble.
Us? Never.
What?
They found a ship that had gotten wedged in a array of rocks that was blocking their way. They boarded, found treasure, as well as cloakers and invisible stalkers, one of which is now visible, so progress. And when last we left off, Fandango had just fired off a spell, and this came up in the last game, and since I have gone back and double-checked, it is 5 rounds per day for your animal forms, and it's just a one-shot, you can't split them up. So you still have 2 full rounds of bird form remaining.
Squawk!
And Bjorg Bjornsson, you are wrapped in a cloaker.
Oh, fuck. Okay. Let's see here. Can I try like a grapple check to get out, or like a strength check or something?
I can shoot another arrow in your face.
Yeah, how about not?
It's going to make it harder to go off now that it's effectively pinned to you.
There we go. You can attempt to detach the cloaker with a DC 16 strength check. I knew there was a function for it.
All right, let's give this a shot then. Okay, that is a 12, so not a success.
Oh, God. Hang on. I have to read something. You have a really weirdly specific buff. Because you're Path of the Bear, right?
Yes, Path of the Bear.
Here we go. You gain the might of a bear, your carrying capacity, including maximum load and maximum lift, is doubled, and you have advantage on strength checks. Ah, there it is. Made to push, pull, lift, or break objects.
Okay.
That is the catch.
Yeah, so this is
The
not helpful here.
cloaker. Yeah, the cloaker is a living creature.
It was pretending to be an object.
It was. It is as close as you can get to an object that's not an animated object.
Curses.
So that was your action. You still have a move and a bonus if you would like to do anything with those.
I guess I can't see, right? I'm guessing I can't see and I can't breathe.
That is correct. You are blinded and unable to breathe, but there's nothing in here about you being unable to move.
I am going to, let's see, the edge of the ship here. I'm below deck, so that's a wall next to me, right? Not just the edge of the ship.
Correct. You would have to run westward in order to encounter water. And if you go in any direction west, you will encounter water. That's the good news, because that's where the little gap in the boat is.
Okay, Bjorg is going to move to the side here, to the wall, basically a 5-foot step, and he's going to slam his body against it.
Roll me a survival check.
Okay.
Because you are blinded, so moving in the direction you want is not going to be an automatic freebie.
No, that's not. Yeah, that's not a guaranteed success. Okay, hold on a second.
But you were just blinded, so I feel like if you got a good survival, you can still be like, I have a general sense of where I am.
This reminds me of that Bugs Bunny cartoon where Yosemite Sam's on the island and the shark bites him, and he just takes a mallet and starts smashing his face in.
That's a 14.
Okay, you're 5 feet from the wall. It's not far, and you just got. Oh wait, no, it's been a few rounds actually, hasn't it? Well, we'll say you start running toward the wall, but you start going in a northwestern direction.
Okay.
So roll me. Odds are in your favor. Roll me a D100 and pick a percentage of 25. So 1 to 25, 25 to 50, any variation within that you want.
I'm going to say 30.
So 30 to 50.
To 55.
30 to 55.
It's got a 48.
All right, so you unfortunately guessed within the 25%. So you and the cloaker have gone into the water.
Does it at least let go of me?
Well, it's not its turn.
Okay. Sploosh.
And now I have to check and see.
It's like a natural diving helmet.
I can't breathe underwater, but I couldn't breathe anyway.
Yeah, you can breathe just as well now as you could a minute ago.
Yeah, I mean, for you, there's really no change.
No disadvantage.
Boy, as much as these things look like stingrays, they do not have any sort of ability to breathe underwater.
Okay. All right.
Which is handy.
Stupid.
As Bjorg would say in this moment.
Take them with you.
Okay. And now it is the cloaker's turn. And it is going to try... well, it's at least going to attack you for one more round. It just went in the water. It has plenty of breath left.
Okay.
So it does the bite, and it does have advantage because you are wrapped up in it.
Yep.
But it gets a 9 and a 9, so that does not matter. That is bad. Yeah. All right. Well, that is the only attack it can make while it has wrapped you, and it elects not to give up on this round. So, Silas Kane.
All right. Well, I got a not so invisible stalker there, so I will focus on that.
A very reasonable problem to worry about.
I'm going to throw sharpshooter into both of these. See how it works.
All right.
Let's rank it up. Unfortunately, that's 2 12s.
Okay. Fandango, Fairy Fire. I guess this one is not affected, so irrelevant. But I will have to keep that in mind.
But yes, advantage.
What's the Fairy Fire effect?
Any creatures outlined in light, dexterity negates, attacks against glowing creatures have advantage.
Okay. All right. So, so 12 and a 12, yes, those will both miss. Got to remember all the effects that are in play again. All right, Klaus. There is a splish splash. Bjorg's taking a bath. Cloaker on him. I don't know, some sort of night.
A terrible night.
All right, I'm feeling pretty good about this. I'm gonna move up to the edge here, and I figure the cloaker is probably not gonna get any dexterity advantage while it's wrapped around someone. It's within 30 feet of me, and within 5 feet of an opponent, so I should get my sneak attack damage.
Oh God.
To be clear, you are firing into something that is underwater.
How far underwater?
I mean, they're just slightly underwater, but
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to wash your advantage.
Oh, all right. Well, whatever. I'm going to
Unless you're
sharpshooter
using a
it.
magical attack.
Well, it is a magical bow.
I don't think that's the same thing.
Well, whatever. I'm going to sharpshooter it.
All right.
All right.
No disadvantage, no advantage, just a clean roll.
All right, clean roll. Yeah, point blank and sneak attack does apply, correct?
It should.
Yeah. All right, here goes. 17.
17 will hit.
Okay, so that's total of 17 damage.
All right, 17.
Don't you get 10 more because you're sharpshootering?
Oh yeah, shit. Oh shit. That was a 12.
That drops it down.
Sorry.
12 does not hit.
Dang. Oopsie.
Bjorg, you don't want. You're not sad about that.
No,
Yeah.
that's true.
I'm not sure if you remembered, but you take
damage from
some of the damage
Yeah, you
when the cloaker is hit.
All right. Well, I missed. Good for Bjorn.
Yeah, a bolt hits the water and cracks, and you're just like, oh, that would have been problematic. All right, Brandon Thighmaster.
Speaking of problematic, I don't know. How much can I see of what's going on with Bjorg and this cloaker here? Is there visible parts of Bjorg? I'd like to be able to save him from drowning, but I just get the impression I'm going to accelerate the entire drowning process.
If you want to leap into the water, you can get to Bjorg and the cloaker, but as I said, they have both fallen into the drink and are technically submerged.
The forbidden drink.
Pull him up so I can get a better shot.
It does give me an excuse to leap majestically into the water, that's true. I'll do that. Sploosh. I haven't really thought very, very hard about what I'm going to do after that. That's how you plan things, right? You do something and then...
That's how I plan things.
Well, that was just movement, so you've got action.
Okay, I'm going to... Let's see if I can help unwrap this cloaker.
Actually, yes. Any player can make the strength DC.
Right.
So it's a DC 16 strength check.
Let's give it a whirl. 24.
All right.
Jesus Christ.
You rip this cloaker free of Bjorg.
If this immediately wraps around me now, this is going to be very lamentable. You're welcome.
Well done.
Hooray.
Fendingo.
So I can see one invisible stalker, right?
That is correct. I don't remember why this one is visible, but it is. I think it failed partially on the fair fire or something.
No, I hit it with Burning Smite.
That's it.
So I can see it, and it's wounded.
That
All right.
is correct. Yes, that is correct.
Yeah, I'm going to fling a chromatic orb at it
Okie dokie.
with a 12. And as we've discovered, a 12 don't do shit.
Yeah, 12. Their AC ain't great, but it ain't 12.
Yeah. All right, well, I made a pretty ball of light, and I threw it. And I have one more round of being a bird.
All right. Well,
So
we
I'm
will.
gonna sit here on my rock and clean my feathers.
A bard. Preening.
Rick, you are taking 4 invisible stalker attacks.
I so appreciate being fairy fire.
Yeah, I can say all with advantage, I guess.
We're doing
23, 15, 13, 21.
Only 2 of those hit, oddly enough.
All right, 5 bludgeoning and 11 bludgeoning.
Just to be clear, those 2 would have hit you without advantage. Not my fault. The fireball I throw on you in a minute, that's going to be on me.
All right, Bjorg.
All right. Cloaker is free. Is the cloaker still in range?
Yes, the cloaker has not had an opportunity to move away or anything. It was just ripped off of you by Brandon.
Can I attack it like from where I am, or do I need to climb out of the water first?
You're both in the water. With the fairy fire and the water, there's just too many advantages and disadvantages, so I'm just going to say it washes. It's a straight roll.
Okay, so if I move up on the deck, then I have this diagonal line. I can still attack him if I move just to the right.
I mean, you can, but then you're just going to have straight... so it's underwater.
Oh, okay.
So you would be out of melee range if you climbed up on the deck.
All right, I'm just gonna rage and attack it.
All right.
And fuck it, let's do reckless. Unless that doesn't matter.
I wouldn't, like I said, at this point there's just too many things, so it's all washing.
All right.
You've already got an advantage from fairy fire
That's
and
fine.
a disadvantage from water. I'd keep my AC.
All right, we are rolling. That is a 16 and a 29.
Those will both hit.
That's a 15 and a 17 damage.
Okie dokie. Do you have any resistances? You have wounded it. It is not thrilled. There's blood in the water. Would you like to move?
Yeah, I'm gonna jump back up onto the deck here.
All right, that is definitely an attack of opportunity.
Okay.
But a 12 is not going to hit you, I'm sure.
Nope.
All right. In that case, going to... oh, heck yeah, it has reach. All right. Steve, you are going to take first a tail attack.
Oh,
And actually, you're not fairy fired. You're just underwater, so I'm going to give it disadvantage for this one.
I like to think I'm always a little bit fairy fired.
That's just the oil. The gleam of
That's
the oil.
body glitter. There's a difference.
So a 12 is not going to hit, and then it will float slightly forward and attempt the bite. Still disadvantaged. 19.
Does not hit.
Oh, okay. And then it is going to move straight up and burst. Actually, it's not going to move straight up. It's going to move at a diagonal out this way, and then burst forth from the water. Steve, it will have to leave your range while underwater, so you can get an attack of opportunity in.
Okay. Unarmed strike. For 11.
All right, and
That's been pretty cool there for a minute.
you punch, but it's just
It's like punching underwater.
indeed. And the cloaker bursts forth, and it rises 20 feet into the air. It is flying now.
Damn it.
Oh,
Alrighty. Target.
But that is not the only one who goes on this turn. I have to remember the invisible stalkers also get turns. All right. So, 2 attacks on Rick once more. Sorry, 4 attacks on Rick. 2 attacks on Klaus. And 2 attacks on Fendingo.
I don't have a character name anymore. Well, is this like a personal attack against me?
Oh, sorry, yes. They reach through the
yeah.
screen. They're like, fuck you.
Rick, you don't know there's not an invisible stalker in your room right now. Nobody knows.
God.
Nobody listens to this podcast. Nobody.
Nobody, like, right now, right behind
Is an
you.
invisible stalker about to slap me with its dick?
Wow.
I just farted despite mine.
There you go. It's the only defense available to you at the time.
All you can do is just try to weird your invisible stalker out.
We're good. We've got advantage on those checks.
I take that advice for not unplugging my webcam as well. That's my strategy.
All right, 4 to Rick with advantage. 24, 24, 16, 23.
3 hits.
8, 11, and 12. So a grand total of 31 bludgeoning damage.
All right.
Okay, so at least one of those is my fault.
Oopsie.
Okay, Klaus, there's no advantage on you, so these are just straight rolls. So 2, 17, 15.
Let's take a look at my armor class. Oh, neither of those hit. Fuck you.
All right. Fendingo, 24, 13.
24 hits.
All right, 10 bludgeoning.
Squawk. Fuck.
Fairy Fire is not concentration, right?
I don't know. I have to check. Yes.
All right. Roll to sustain, although given how many of your party are Fairy Fire, might not be the worst.
Yeah.
Really want Silas to take a beating.
Constitution.
All right.
Minimum of 10, and I don't think your damage was high enough to reach the other threshold for a higher one.
Is it a check or a save?
I think it's a... no, I have
I don't
to check.
think it matters because I don't have proficiency in that saving throw. So
Well, you can make it regardless, but
13.
Oh, 13 makes it.
So, yeah, all my friends are still glowing. Yay.
Yep. You have successfully maintained fairy fire on 2 of your allies and 1 of your enemies.
Awesome. Great.
Huzzah.
That's fantastic.
All right, Silas. If you would like some payback, it is now your turn.
You mean against Fandango?
I mean, it's your bow and arrow, man. You point it where you want.
Well, he's too far away, so I will unleash as a bonus action my vow of enmity against the invisible or the not invisible stalker, which gives me advantage against him. And then I will throw 2 more sharpshooter attacks at him.
Alrighty.
A 16 and a 25.
Those will both hit.
18 and 22.
Nice.
All right, yeah, you put 2 arrows through, and boy, the first one, the last round, you kind of just missed for being too greedy. This time, you're greedy, and it pays off as you tear some chunks out of this thing.
Like standing here, it's one thing if my god smites me. It's quite another if Fandango does.
It's really not that different. I'm just acting as the hand of Torag in this matter.
All right. So do you have any movement left? Because you use bonus for vow.
I mean, I do have movements, but I mean, since I don't know where the other
Movements you want to make.
I don't know where the other invisible stalker is, so I can move and just get smacked again.
You could. I mean, moving would open up at least 1 attack of opportunity without disengaging.
Well, then I will stay where I am.
All right, Klaus.
All right, I am within 30 feet of this cloaker. I can't see the invisible stalkers that are attacking me, so I'm gonna stick with the cloaker.
Okay. You have advantage on the cloaker. It is out of the water and it is still fairy fired.
Oh, nice. I'm gonna go. I can't justify a sneak attack, but I will point blank attack it. And
Are you sharpshootering?
Yes, I will be.
All
'Cause
right.
I don't learn lessons.
People like you are the reason casinos still exist.
Klaus is either going to strike out or hit a home run.
No,
in
you
between.
know what? Like that last roll was a 7. I can do better than a 7.
Really? Can you?
Famous last words.
I got it this time, for real. For real, I got it this time.
I don't give a fuck.
Got a system.
But the fun part is every now and then he does hit a grand slam. It's like, oh, our fudge.
All right, well, and I've got advantage.
You have advantage.
Here goes.
There was ever a time for sharpshootering. It's when you have advantage.
All right.
So that is a clean 15 total.
All right. Did something. Peace out. Good night.
Do you want to move or use a bonus?
Yes.
As I warned Rick, as you don't know where the invisible stalker is, moving without disengaging could provoke an attack of opportunity. But you're also a rogue. Hint, hint.
Right. I was thinking about, because there's other levels of the ship down there, so even if I don't swim well, I'm hoping if I jump in the water and they jump after me, they'll be more visible. That's what I'm thinking. So yeah. So what is it? I do a 5-foot disengage step?
No, you're just a rogue, so I believe you can use a bonus action.
Oh, all right.
You have a movement and a bonus, and I know you can use a combination of those 2 to disengage as a rogue.
Well, then I'll do that and jump off the side just 5 feet to my right.
All right, you are in the water.
All right.
Yep, it takes a bonus to activate dash, disengage, or hide. So you were clean. You got away. No attacks of opportunity. Brandon Thighmaster, you are in the water. Klaus has now jumped in to join you.
Well, I mean, there's a body of water. Klaus is going to jump in it.
I don't know. I don't know if I'm aware of the invisible stalker that was attacking Klaus or aware of what his plan is.
Whether you cared.
Yeah, or if I cared. If I was, it'd be pretty smart for me to just wait here with him to see if the invisible stalker does indeed jump down after him. But, like I say, I don't think I would be aware that there's even an invisible... Well, it's invisible. But aware that Klaus even got attacked.
I believe it attacked after you had jumped in the water.
Yeah, for all I know, Klaus is just jumping in the water again. That's and I do know there's a cloaker out there who I'm tangling with. So I guess I will flip back onto the lower deck, and I will need a pathway to the upper deck, I suppose, if I'm going to engage the cloaker now. I'm not really sure how the boat layout works in terms of getting from one level to the other. But do you think I have the movement to do that?
As long as you... I mean, for you, it's just a matter of literally having the movement, because you can run up walls.
That is true. I can move wherever I like, and I believe, after my last level up, my movement's like 50 now, so...
You would absolutely have enough speed to get to the top deck, even with getting out of the water, if you have a 50 movement speed.
Cool. Right. I'm upper decking this bad boy.
Alright, you take one attack of opportunity and make it to the upper deck. I don't think a 9's going to hit you anyway.
It does not.
Sorry, you can only make it up to this one on that. You're going to have to actually do a jump to get across.
No worries.
Or actually, I guess there's railing right here, but to be honest, you'll take an attack of opportunity from the lurker if you cross there. Alternatively, you could make it to the edge and punch the cloaker.
Yeah, I was just thinking that would be great. If I can stand on the railing and smash it in the face, then let's do
I
that.
will probably ask for a dex check to make sure you don't go tumbling in as you attack,
Well,
but...
let's do that first then, shall we? Oh, natural 1.
Oh boy, roll again.
10.
Well, I was going to let you get off like at least 1 or 2 before you went in, but with a nat 1, my hands are tied, man. You go
Yours might as well be.
for an awesome jump kick, and it looks cool as shit. The sea is spraying, you're flexed out against like the sun's in the background. You miss by like 10 solid feet and go right into the water again. But you did the best. You did the best you could at being Brandon Thighmaster in that moment.
Well, that is the purpose of the game for me. I can't help but think that was an elaborate way of ending up in exactly the same situation I was just in.
A little bit. Oh.
Hey, Klaus.
How you doing? I did mine on purpose.
Yeah. Brandon looks at you dismissively, leaps out of the water, and returns shortly.
We're all on a path of destiny within the universe, mate. Everything I do is on purpose. In a cosmic sense.
A wizard comes when he's ready.
Fendingo. You
I'm a
are
fucking bard, and I can't beat that flavor of bullshit.
you are up in your final round of birdery.
Yep, so first I'm going to fly away onto the upper deck of the ship. I'm going to fly over here,
Alrighty.
and I'm going to drop concentration so the fairy fire will end.
Okay.
And then I'm automatically going to turn back into myself, so I don't have to do anything to make that happen. So Silas has gotten attacked a lot. And was there a invisible stalker on the rock with me?
That would be your assumption.
All right.
Although you didn't see it, something definitely hit you while you were on the rock.
All right. So
For all you know, years of drug abuse might just have caught up with you there.
That might have just been karma smacking this shit out of you.
yeah, well, I'm going to drop a fireball right on this
Jesus
motherfucker.
fuck.
Actually, no. I'm going to do it 5 feet to the east of that guy.
Oh,
Yeah, that
yeah,
won't
yeah.
get some.
Only 5 feet to the east. Still Jesus fuck.
All right.
I'm not doing it.
What's the range on fireball again? I got to make sure
It's a
map this appropriately.
20-foot radius ball of fire.
All right, 20-foot radius. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 20. Okay,
So I figure anything that's in...
you included. Oh no, sorry. Wait, here. You said it was
Yeah.
here. One back. All right. Well planned, Fendingo. Nope, Fendingo is still in it.
Oh dear.
It's all right.
Well, I mean, you can't give him sass on that one, Rick.
I can most certainly give him sass on that one.
I think you could sit him down and have a long talk with him on this.
Because let's be perfectly honest here. Like, it's not like bards can count here.
Yeah. This might hurt.
Oh,
Yeah, because that's 8d6. And a dex save for half damage. And my spell DC is 16.
all right. It's a DC 16. I'm sorry. What sort of save was it?
Dex.
Dexterity save. Okay. So there's one from Silas. Hey, good one from Fandango.
So Fandango saves with a 25.
Yeah. Silas gets a 10.
All right, the Rick Invisible Stalker nat ones
Oopsie.
it. So
He should take an extra
that's great.
d6 for that.
We'll see what's standing after that fireball damage resolves. All right, I got to make sure they don't have any sort of resistances. They do not. All right, so nat 20 and a 6.
Well, Silas, the good news is 3 of my d6s were 1s. So 21 fire damage to everything that failed its saving throw. 10 fire damage to everything that made its saving throw, including me.
All right, so 21 to. So even if you made it, it was half, correct?
You save for half
All right.
damage.
They don't have any sort of evasions. Yeah. Okay. That was a hell of a round, Fandango.
Yeah.
Really hope this boat's not dry.
Actually, oh boy, I need to check something. Yeah, that's actually literally inspired by our recent Salty Bastards game. I feel compelled to make sure and see if Fireball has the ability. Yep, there it is. All right, well, and now the boat is on fire.
You're welcome.
Completely unsurprising.
Whoopsie.
It ignites flammable objects that aren't being worn or carried. Oh boy. Well, I tell you what, Bjork, why don't you figure out what you're doing while I pull up effect for just so much burning, I guess.
Okay, so hold on a second. How can I climb up to the next level? Because that's where all the combat's happening.
You're close enough that you can just use movement, 5 feet to just pull yourself out.
And
There.
the cloaker is over there. Klaus and Brandon, and Silas is having the crap kicked out of him by the invisible stalker.
And Fandango.
And Fandango.
Yeah, that might be me.
I'm assuming the invisible stalker is now invisible again.
There's only one visible stalker, and it is the one that Rick enchanted with his smite. Invisible stalkers do not become visible when they attack.
I'm
or
just
take
trying to.
What about when they're on fire?
Yeah, that one is a question, isn't it?
The fairy fire didn't quite cut it. To see if actual fire improves visibility at all.
I mean, you guys did have to clear this boat out of your way somehow.
You get a lot of treasure.
I'm helping.
I'm gonna
This is the
sink
way
it.
I was going to suggest eventually anyway.
I mean, I still have a potion of water breathing from a million years ago, so the treasure sinks.
That's a gentronome potion of water breathing, and I believe it has a sell-by date.
Oh yeah, if it's Gentronome, it's long expired. Those things only lasted for like 3 days.
I should have told you that.
It's not going to stop me.
Oh, yeah, you guys did not pay any attention to those dates.
Bjorg is raging, so he's got to move towards the closest target.
So the cloaker, remember, is flying in an elevated position. If you want to attack it, you're either going to have to climb up or just straight up try and jump for it. I'll tell you, the DC for jumping is going to be lower, but you're only going to get off a single attack. The athletics for climbing and making it in time to attack is going to be higher, but if you get up there, you'll get your full 2.
Shit, I'm trying to decide between that and the stalker.
I mean, also, if you jump, you're going in the water regardless.
All right, so I have to roll athletics to get up to the top, to get up to where the enemies are.
Yes, to climb fast enough to climb and fast enough for it to be part of your movement.
Athletics.
Okay. Then yes, yeah. If you do well enough. If not, you'll still get up. You'll just have to burn your action as part of it.
Okay. All right. We're gonna roll athletics. Let's see. That is a 24.
24 will do it. It's gonna take you. I guess we'll say 15 feet, since we said Fandango could still shoot the cloaker from where it was. So it'll cost you 15 feet of movement to climb up. And then you have 5 from pulling out of the water, so you're down 20. So you have however much left you have.
All right, I'm up there. I'm going to reckless attack this thing twice, and that is a 22 and a 29.
I'm gonna ask you to roll damage, but it's basically just for flavor.
All That is 15 and 15. So 30 total.
So, Bjorg apparently did not enjoy being wrapped up by the cloaker without his consent. And so he lunges forward and spears it, pulls it forward, as if making it wrap around himself and just stabbing that sword all the way through. And then he just cleanly splits the thing in half. It is all kinds of dead.
I'll teach you about enthusiastic consent!
Yeah, that thing had 3 hit points. You dealt 10 times the necessary damage to kill it.
You're welcome.
Oh my god, okay. I gotta figure out how to do this. So only the boat is burning. I know I have the effect up on the rock and the water too, but that's just for ease of scaling. So only the boat is burning. Everybody who starts their turn is gonna take some damage from that. But we're gonna say that because it has just caught fire, the damage is only gonna be a D4 for the first round. So I bring that up because it is the Invisible Stalker's turn, and they are going to take that damage.
And I'm now back in my half-elf form, right?
You are not. You are going to lose a standard action to turn back on your turn.
Ah, bummer.
Yep, that is the price of transforming during battle, is the standards. So the one in front, well, everybody. Silas, you see the one in front of you take damage. Presumably any others in the blaze did as well.
Okay.
And you are going to get 4 attacks. No, sorry, you're only going to get 2 attacks. Bendigo, you are getting 2 attacks as well.
Hey, cut that shit out.
And so, there we go.
Some motivated motherfuckers.
So first 2 slams on Silas, but they do not have advantage anymore since your fairy fire has ended. So 23 and 22.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Fendingo, 21 and 19.
Oh, yeah.
Alright, so for Silas, it is 9 and 13, so 22.
I'll see you in hell, Fandango.
And Fandingo is 16.
Not if I see you first.
Jesus.
So, I'm guessing Silas has been knocked unconscious.
Wait.
I might just look at the other two and go, you guys want to like start an offshoot party or something?
Fandingo, you see the stalker that is still not invisible fly 10 feet into the air, getting itself out of the flame damage.
Fuckers can fly. Shit.
They can. They can indeed. Oh boy. I think this is actually supposed to be a lot meaner, but I'm just going to be nice and say that because Silas is taking fire damage, you're going to auto-fail your death save this round.
That's fair. Sweet, we're released from these morons.
Klaus, you're up. Or in the water, I believe.
Yeah, I didn't see any invisible stalkers plunge down, did I?
No, you did not see any invisible stalkers plunge down.
Oh, well, there goes that plan. Well, shit. I guess, I don't really have much I could do. I'm underwater. I guess I will go...
To the bottom of the ocean!
I'm trying to avoid that. I'd like to, move my way to this, this mast over here, so I can climb up on the non-burning part of the other side of the boat.
Alright, you can swim over and climb up onto the mast if you would like.
You went underwater for 1 round and you've come back up to this.
That's true. You plunged, you come up, and the boat is on fire.
Alright, was that a movement? Do I still have an action?
Yeah, that was, I think... Well, let's see. Swim is double your move speed. So you have now swum 20 feet,
All right, so
which equates to 40. So if you use your
Yeah, so
dash,
I'm
you
now-
can your bonus for your dashing. You can use your bonus to dash and double your first move speed, and get
Oh.
all up there and still have action.
all right. Well, I'm gonna just take a pot shot at where I was standing before, where I think invisible stalkers might be.
All right, you're just gonna
Yeah.
fire at will.
Yeah, I'm not going to use a what is it called? Sharpshooter.
sharpshooter?
Because no, I'm not gonna do that.
Okay, we'll play it like this. So first off, roll me. Guess a number between 1 and 10.
All right, 6.
Roll a d10.
6.
Roll your attack, but with disadvantage.
All right, 21.
Holy shit!
Damn.
An absolute ridiculous showing as Klaus swims furiously for the mast, hops up, appears to fire a shot into nothing, and hits a goddamn invisible stalker.
For 10. Fuck
That's
you.
amazing, and no one in the party is here to see it.
Yeah, say when I was riding the hippopotamus.
I'm not paying him any attention, but I'm off.
Exactly. Everyone's dealing with fire or up on the... Basically, he's the only one below deck right now.
Yeah.
Is there like an arrow floating around poked into it, or?
It's not. It's they stay
yeah.
invisible. They're not flesh. They are semi-incorporeal, so
right.
it drops out after dealing damage.
Anyway, that felt good.
Yeah, that was cool as shit, man.
That was
I
awesome.
can't believe you hit that. That's awesome.
Yeah,
All right, Brandon Thummaster. Like, it's home runs or
done
nothing.
sharpshooter.
I mean, yeah,
Could've.
you should have.
So you get for not having faith in yourself, Bevan. I'm going to guess that I know the cloaker is dead, that its bisected corpse dropped into the water near me.
Yeah. The amount of cloaker pieces and cloaker blood on Bjorg, you've been in this party long enough to put that math together.
Yeah. Okay, I guess back onto the boat.
And you turn and find that the boat is on fire.
Ah, yes. Everything's going according to plan. Right. Probably get up onto the mast with my 50 feet of uninterrupted monk speed. Seems I can...
Yeah. I will probably ask for an acrobatics as you hop down. Reminder, the mast is kind of on the base level. It hooks up into the bottom of the boat. So if you drop down, you're leaping downward. So just an acrobatics to make sure you stick the landing.
Acrobatics. So it's a little bit better than last time. 20. There we go. That's more like it.
All right, yeah. You land lightly on the mast next to Klaus.
Right. I don't know. I'm assessing the situation here, and
Roll me a perception.
perception 18.
So the under area of the boat looks about as you remember it. There's some little chunks of driftwood. The underside is a little bit broken. Of course, the top area is on fire. And there's this big old honking pile of treasure.
Okay. I assume we're abandoning boat. Klaus, are we stocking up on this treasure? I mean, is there anything else more pressing I should be doing?
I mean, eventually.
I don't know. I'm trying to figure out whether I know Silas is dead and on fire.
Don't worry, I've got Silas. I got this taken care of. Get the treasure.
Not from where you are, no, Brandon. Because you jumped down before you looked around. You are looking below deck, and so you can't see Silas's body knocked out up top.
All right. Well, as far as I'm concerned, our objectives are still get the treasure, burn the boat, survive. We seem to be doing the last two of them just fine, as far as I know. Yeah, I guess I'll go get a handful of treasure. That was on the team mission. Can I take another movement?
Sure. Dashing is very much allowed.
Just as well there are no more of those invisible stalkers that I know about down here.
Just as well indeed. Fendingo, you are going to take a d4 of damage. Boop.
Owie.
Your standard action activates as you forcibly shift back into your form. Please adjust your hit point total as appropriate.
All right.
And you have a bonus and a move.
My bonus action, I'm going to cast Mass Healing Word.
Excellent choice. Excellent choice.
Yeah, I'll target me and Silas and Bjorg.
Yep. The only one you can't line of sight is Brandon. And Klaus isn't missing any.
So everyone gets back 7 hit points.
All right. Silas, what a way to wake up.
Not the first time I've woken up on fire.
And I'm going to move just a little bit outside of the fire.
Yep. That's fine for now.
All right. And maybe kind of crouch down and say, "You can't see me. You can't see me. You can't see me. I'm incognito."
All right, is Silas still on fire?
I mean, everything over there is on fire, and Silas is still there.
Okay. Bjorg is going to... Is the invisible stalker still there?
The invisible stalker that you can see is currently floating 10 feet in the air.
Okay. Fuck, I'm going to lose my rage if I do this. All right, Bjorg's going to run and pull Silas out of the fire.
Okay, you're going to take a d4 of damage for entering the fire space. 4 damage.
Okay.
But with your strengthened pulling abilities, there is no issue, and because the invisible stalker is floating, it is too far away for an attack of opportunity.
Okay.
So you can run over and grab and drag with your action and pull. Well, give me a strength check just to make sure. I guess it is on fire and everything.
Okay.
Let's make sure we don't nat one.
And that is a 8.
All right. Well, luckily it is not too hard to drag him the few feet, especially taking as much time and having as much action as you do. As I said, you were basically just making sure you didn't nat one.
Yeah.
So you can successfully.
Where'd our treasure go?
Just trying to move you guys safely out of the fire. There we go. All right. Now it is the Cloaker's turn, and Cloaker is dead, but the invisible stalkers still have action. Yeah, this one's gonna fly and just kind of hover down, drop down next to Bjorg. Double slam.
Whee!
19, 18.
Those both hit.
8 and 10. So
Okay.
18. Ooh, and Sans Rage.
Yeah, I got no rage. Okay.
It's okay, Silas has plenty right now.
And Dingo, you are taking 2. 22 and a 9.
22 is going to hit.
12 bludgeoning.
God damn. Ow, fuck.
And, oh, heck yeah. Klaus, you are taking 2.
Okay.
16 and 20.
20 hits.
20 hits. 6 bludgeoning damage.
Ouch.
Silas K. You have 7 hit points, and Bjorg has dragged you from the fire.
I will stand up to my feet and show my gratitude by sharpshootering this invisible stalker who's standing over him. I still have it.
It'd be amazing if you just like nat 1 and put that directly in Bjorg's head.
That would not be good.
That is a 25 and a 21.
Wow.
I
What
still
gives
have
you
my
advantage?
vow of enmity lasts for a minute.
Ah, gotcha. Okay. I didn't know if that lasted through knockouts.
Yeah, it's not a
Not a concentration.
concentration.
That is handy. Okay, then a 25 and a 21 will both hit.
19 and 18.
All right, you have successfully dissipated one of the invisible stalkers. The only one you
Shit,
could
it was
see.
the actual one that was visible?
Yep.
Damn it.
Not anymore.
You have either killed it or made it invisible again. One of those two things has definitely happened. Klaus, what would you like to do?
Ah, man, I guess there's no enemy I can see, correct?
No enemy that you can see.
Well, then I guess I'm gonna attack enemies that I can't see. Somebody just hit me. I'd like to attack in that direction.
Okay, you're going to attack in the direction that you were hit. Roll me an attack.
Alright, is this... I can use my bow, right?
Yep.
Alright, attack. 29.
Alright, you fire a very precise and powerful arrow that splits through the air and strikes your own boat.
Alright, try to roll damage.
By all means.
9.
You have embedded that arrow into the hull of the ship.
Fuck you, boat.
Oh, I thought he was going to sink our lifeboat there for a moment. I mean, it's been that kind of round.
Is there anything else you would like to do with movement or bonus?
Alright, yeah, I'm going to jump into the water again, like, to my left, because there's boat below me. So I'm not going to go too far down.
But to the left is
Yeah.
just straight up boat. So if you're getting off the mast, then that would be boat. If you want to go into the water, you would need to go off to the right.
Well, then, no, I guess I'm going to go... well, the treasure is where I want to be.
All right, then you can walk to the treasure.
There we go. Good.
All right, you have reached the treasure.
Alright.
Brandon Thighmaster.
Well, Klaus's calm approach tells me that everything is fine.
There's definitely smoke billowing over.
But the plan A is going ahead flawlessly, I assume, up top. Destroy boat, survive. Everyone, I assume, is surviving. I'm just going to shovel some of this treasure into my fanny pack of holding.
All right. Roll me a d12.
Rolls an 8.
8. Okay. You reach in and grab jewels and gold, totaling roughly 8,000 gold.
Cool. I'll just say to Klaus, you alright?
And I assume you're just like shoveling.
Yeah, quite methodically. You know, there's nothing else to do.
Yeah. What else would you be doing in this situation?
I haven't seen Klaus be attacked by this invisible stalker at all. So,
That's true.
if he's acting fine, he's just sauntered over to the treasure.
Yeah, I barely felt anything.
Yeah, Team Lower Deck is having a much easier go of things than Team Upper Deck. Speaking of Fandango,
This is a picnic.
So,
Brent's just scooping treasure.
since they've got the situation well in hand on the lower deck, I'm going to cast Thunderwave as a level 3 spell. That'll radiate out from me in a 15-foot cube.
Okay.
And everything in that 15-foot cube takes 4d8 thunder damage and is pushed 10 feet away from me.
Alrighty.
So they have anything close to me has a constitution save to take half damage and not be pushed away.
Ooh, you measured this one better.
Also, it comes off of me. It's not off the square in front of me.
What's the Constitution save DC?
16.
9.
All right. So 22 thunder damage,
Okay.
and it's pushed 10 feet away.
You let forth a blast of thunder energy into the world, and it echoes and lets forth a big clap.
Thunder.
But of course, you can't really see if that did anything.
I mean, it sounded cool as shit, so of course it did something.
It sounded cool, and also, as the fire has now gone unchecked for another round, it is growing in both intensity and, location.
All right, then. So I might have blown the fire back a little. Well,
It's creeping in. All right, and I think that is a solid place for us to pause on the game segment for this round. We have flames licking at the top, invisible stalkers, potentially invisible stalking. Who knows how many?
I
Who
didn't
knows
get
where
to
they
scoop
are?
in any treasure.
And Klaus with a treasure boner that needs to be sated. Will he get a chance to dive Scrooge McDuck style? You'll have to tune in 2 weeks to the continuing episode to find out. But don't worry, for as you know, we are not done. Joe has been posting the live blog over at the Facebook page. But, at some point pretty soon, it's going to move to the Facebook group we have, facebook.com/authorsanddragons, as that makes it a little easier for us to interact. Still there for now, but while that's been going on, he's also been taking questions. Again, also going to move to the group in the future. Not quite yet, but something to be aware of. And once more, we're still going to let the Discord folks cut the line, because that ain't changing. So, Rick, that was a lot of vamping.
Well, our friend Zach of All Trades asks, what children's series would you like to see get an unnecessarily grim, dark, and gritty reboot?
I mean, is he just setting
Hello?
us talking about shingles again?
gotta be.
Sideways Stories from Wayside School could probably have some really... that was always skating the darkness so well that it would not be a long walk to really plunge.
Give me a grim and gritty reboot of the Boxcar Children.
If anybody wants to shovel money at me, I'll write a grimdark Chronicles of Narnia. Oh wait, that's the Magicians.
I was gonna say you got beaten to that by like 5 years. And grimdark Harry Potter and grimdark fucking everything.
Yeah.
I just wrote WizKid. Go read that.
I would like to see a body horror version of Inspector Gadget.
Oh my god.
Go Gadget! No!
No, Gadget, no!
Why did they leave me pain?
My arm has detached. It's not supposed to do that.
Like if Mr. Fantastic felt it whenever he stretched.
Oh, God.
I think I'd like to see a gritty reboot of Pete and Pete. Nickelodeon's Pete and Pete, 30 years later, and they're both
I don't know,
obviously
that's pretty
psychopaths.
gritty.
It's weird, but no one dies. I mean, I think Pete was always going to be some kind of serial killer. It'd be older Pete as be like, he's a fed now, trying to track down his younger brother and his imaginary friend, I, the strongest man in the world, who have gone on a terrible killing spree.
If Michael Stipe was still the ice cream man, yeah, I could get on board.
Our friend Franca asks, what is the longest you have ever stayed awake and what effect did it have on you?
I know this one. I know this one without a second thought. It was when I was in college and I had an 8 a.m. class and I was at a phase where I was like staying up until 3 or 4. Just naturally, that was my sleep rhythm. And I had the idea of, well, you know, I'm having a lot of trouble getting up for that class. Why don't I just stay up all the way through and, you know, go to the class like that? And my plan for getting through like the really tired parts was Pepsi and No-Dose pills. So I showed up for my class, and I'm pretty sure I terrified the TA because I just stared unblinking for a solid 50 minutes. Like nothing, no interaction. I barely remember it. And then I got on the bus and remember thinking I was psychic because I could understand people's thoughts. And then I thought, I need to sleep.
Really quick, what was the question again?
What's the longest you've ever stayed awake and what effect did it have on you?
Okay.
Yeah.
It blew the shit out of Joe's short-term memory. Mine's probably about 48 hours, and I just got bitchier than normal. Which is a high bar, but, you know, whatever.
I was going to say, I did 36 hours, I think twice in my life, and both times, once I hit about hour 30, it's like the world grayed out around me, and it was like my entire existence was like walking in a cloud.
Yeah, I haven't done much more than 30 hours, and that was, again, I had a deadline the next day, and I did not trust myself to get up for the alarm. And I also hadn't finished a project. This was in uni. So yeah, pulled an all-nighter. I don't like staying awake. I get itchy and irritable, and then I just get kind of weird. So I think that's the biggest side effect is I get a lot weirder.
Yeah, I'm thinking mine would have probably just keep it moving till like, you know, the next afternoon and finally get tired and go to sleep. That's a hypothetical.
I mean, you can count the drinking, but, you know, there's going to be side effects attached to that have nothing to do with staying awake.
Whatever. No particular memories come to mind. There's their side effect.
Amnesia, yeah.
The longest I think I've ever stayed awake was around 24 hours. And I think towards the end, I had almost like blank out moments where I would be walking to get somewhere because I was at a HEMA event, and it was my first time there at this particular big one, and I would be walking somewhere and I would blink and then I would be somewhere else, and I would have no memory of how I got there.
Maybe your side effect was just limited teleportation. You don't know.
I mean, suddenly the name of that power makes sense now.
Yeah, it just kind of it didn't create any particularly interesting consequences except that like a couple of times once or twice, someone came and got me because I had been going somewhere with them and I had just apparently left.
Yeah, I've done that too, but it doesn't count because I actually did fall asleep during some of those times.
Yeah, like sleepwalking.
I woke back up. No, like passing out and then waking back up and continuing to drink, but in a different place.
Oh, here's a nice, self-sucking one. Our friend Aaron Tiggy asks, if a multi-billionaire offered to fund A&D Con wherever and however you wanted, where would you hold it and what elements would you have?
Oh, man.
Vegas and cocaine.
My garage renovations.
We've joked about A&D Disney World enough that I wouldn't mind some rich motherfucker bankrolling that.
Actually, that would get me to do A&D Con London.
Get all of A&D drinking themselves stupid in the Cinderella suite in Disney World in the Magic Kingdom.
I mean, drink around the world at Epcot with the A&D fans would be a fun-ass day.
I would show
Jesus.
up. I would show the fuck up for that. Just do the entire loop.
They have shirts, man. It's a whole thing, and this would be the crew to do it with.
Oh,
Just,
yeah, no,
we start
absolutely.
in England and berate Steve the entire time.
I wondered Epcot having a drink at every place that would give me one, and my memory of Germany gets fuzzy.
Oh, I started doing the drink around the world, and then I discovered those fucking Grey Goose slushes in the France Pavilion, and I was like, I mean, I'm gonna try some other shit, but this is the jam. It was a hot day. Those things went down smooth.
If we got a mega billionaire behind us, I'm thinking we are doing Tokyo J-pop on big screens, every Shingles book animated as a hentai.
Oh my god.
Going nuts.
Yeah, I was with you until they had me in the first half.
Yeah, we're never getting out of Japan. We're gonna be imprisoned there.
A&D Con the moon, motherfuckers.
You know what? I'm actually gonna agree with that. Let's do A&D Con J-pop. I mean, fucking Tokyo sounds amazing.
Oh, I'd be there in a heartbeat.
A&D Con Melbourne with koalas.
I don't know if we're welcome there after the Point Break episode. Thanks, Steve.
Are we really welcome?
We got a billionaire. We can get koalas anywhere.
We can have koalas in
A&D
Tokyo.
koalas on the moon.
All right. We get all the shit we want, and we bring it to Vegas.
Just turn up with a J-pop band and a bunch of koala bears.
Kangaroos.
And a giant cannon so we can shoot koalas to the moon.
Is this okay? I'm pretty sure they're like bad animals, so at worst we're just killing monsters.
Giving space chlamydia.
This isn't.
Take this, aliens.
Is there life on the moon? There is now. Horrible.
And as a special treat, we'll fly in like a whole bunch of endangered animals and have Steve dressed as stand-in Thigh Master punch each of them.
Oh my god. No.
Y'all definitely have to stop me from eating a few.
Why?
I mean, there's just some on the list you really want to check off. All right. Well,
did you say check off?
I can do that as well.
Yeah.
All right.
That's a Jorcerer thing, I think, what you're imagining. And I'm sure we could afford a Jorcerer.
I'm saying we could get at least 3 uses out of these animals.
This is the last remaining Arabian naked vole rat, and now I shall jack it off.
Yes.
Well,
All right.
It wouldn't be off-brand.
We're a billionaire. We got all the best of both worlds, all the worlds. We go to Tokyo, and some people fix the carpentry holes in my house and paint it, and then Drew jacks off a bunch of koalas on the moon.
Renovate your garage, airlift it to Tokyo.
Have it proved. We do not have a plan for getting it back. Joy.
None of us are coming back, Drew. There's no way we survive this.
Hey everybody! Tonight at 8, we're jacking off koalas in Bevan's garage.
Save that for a
In
crowdfunder
Tokyo.
at some point.
Sunday night at Super A&D Con is when we hand out the Kool-Aid because nobody can live with what they've done.
Yeah.
I think we answered that question pretty damn satisfactorily. If you want to see what we do with our actual budget, don't forget to join us at the A&D Con 2021 in Nashville, August 6th through 8th. All information for tickets and hotel and everything is on our site, authorsanddragons.com. It's the link at the top that says A&D Con 2021. And with that,
You'll see some very
Joe.
chill koalas.
Yeah. We're not murdering koalas yet, but if you help fund us, well, anything's possible in the future.
I didn't say murder.
But for now, Joe, why don't you take us over to that awesome Facebook page and see what the folks have been wondering about.
All right, well, let's lead off with a writing question. Our friend Jif Skr, get a name. If you get stuck writing a particular passage in a draft, what do you do? Skip it and come back later, keep banging your head against it, or just pivot and change the whole scene?
I bang my head. Barrel
It's
through.
usually bang my head or pivot. Very rarely do I ever skip, just because I tend to write sequentially, and so knowing all the details that came before is a part of it, and by trying to jump, I'm just going to make things harder for myself down the line.
Yeah.
So if I bash until I fix it, if I can't fix it, then it obviously needs retooling.
Yeah, power through it, knowing that it's all going to get changed in editing anyway.
Yeah.
That's right. I think when I was writing my first book, I thought I'd be cocky and do that and say, I know what's going to happen in 2 chapters from now, so I can just come back to this. And it inevitably kind of leads to more work. I will say if there's something I really need to specifically research here to get a detail particularly right, I might just come back to that. But generally, if it's the flow of the whole chapter, trying to skip it and come back to it just leads to more work.
I have not skipped scenes or chapters, but I have skipped paragraphs. I have put in like a note of, and something awesome happens here, and then moved immediately to what happens after that. Especially if it's like, if the exact nature of what happens in that moment is not the most important thing. I will just like put a mark in there and come back, but I don't move on to a further chapter or a further scene. I have to come back to it before I finish what the chunk I'm working on.
Well, I'll give you one Bevan writer trick that I've come up with is that like when you paint yourself into a corner, it's an opportunity. Like you can spend 30 hours or whatever thinking of how your characters are going to get out of this situation, and when you come up with something, eventually, the reader doesn't experience that 30 hours of thinking. That just makes your characters look clever as shit.
Yep. Very true.
Mm-hmm.
I'll throw in just a slight advice on this one that I always come back to from Robert Brockway of Cracked.com formerly. But it was something to the effect of, an empty page never gets any better.
Mm-hmm.
So writing a shitty chapter is so much further down the road than skipping it, because you have something to build off, to come back to tweak, to edit. You have work done, and just an empty page is always an empty page.
Yeah.
And there's always tricks you can do depending on which genre you write in. I mean, like, in fantasy or fantasy, horror, all that stuff, you write yourself in a bad spot, throw something horrible at your characters, kill somebody off. There's always something you can throw to kind of spark yourself where you're like, oh, okay, I didn't expect that to happen, but fuck it, let's go with it.
All right, our friend Melanie asks, if your characters had to hold a job in the real world, what would it be? I pictured Bjorg as a florist. I think that's not totally off. I can also see Bjorg as a very enthusiastic, motivational speaker.
He would definitely motivate people.
I mean,
Bjorg tells you to get your life in order. You get your goddamn life in order.
Face
adversity, bite it.
Fendingo would be a rock star. Or a male prostitute. Or both. Well, they're kind of the same thing. So, yeah.
I think Silas would be that TV evangelist who, like, who destroyed COVID-19 with the wind of God.
Klaus would deliver pizza with aspirations of something more that never came to fruition.
That is so sad and bleak.
Well, I mean, like, there's always the chance that, there's going to be someone that answers the door naked.
Well, you're a rogue. You could at least engage in minor credit card fraud or something.
Yeah, well, maybe. I'll look into it.
Brandon Firemaster would probably start as a personal trainer, but eventually just be a guy on YouTube or Instagram talking about himself and giving advice for his ludicrous and inadvisable workout and diet routine that would probably just kill most people. But he'd get loads of followers and sponsorship anyway, so...
Until he does a cover of Right Said Fred's I'm Too Sexy.
I'm going to say Gordon would be on the run for illegal alligator smuggling.
That sounds like a Gordon thing, yeah. You see, alternate dimension, Klaus. If you just believe in yourself, you can do anything.
Yeah, well, I was thinking the opposite. I was thinking, well, I'm not the worst in this scenario. I'm not on the run.
He's just delivering pizzas, he's looking at that alligator, saying, "Should I steal it?" But he doesn't. It's tragic.
Nah, just
When one day I hope to be assistant manager.
I delivered this pizza in 5 minutes. I got 25 minutes left to jack off.
Now let's see, one more question from Facebook. Our friend Adam says, "Who among you is most likely to accidentally imitate the mistakes of your characters?"
Me?
I mean, after your last reply.
Yeah. I don't think there's a question.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna vote Bevan too.
I think I've probably already done.
Have you shit in a bowl in the middle of a public place?
Don't answer that.
Yeah, we don't need to know.
Statute of limitations
is a
might
good
not
thing.
have expired.
I know where I'm putting my money.
Not in that bowl.
I did that for a reason.
And that reason was he wanted to.
I was acting selflessly.
I suppose the main difference between me and Brandon is when Brandon is extremely narcissistic, he at least has some sort of license to be so. Whereas I don't really have any excuses. I'm just a jerk.
I mean, I've never dealt weed, but I'm not going to say there's not some overlap with me and Gunther.
True, just stealing alligators.
No, that's
Oh,
cool.
no, that's good. Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I mean, I've done stupid things, but I try really hard not to be Silas stupid.
That's just called staying within the confines of the law.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever jerked off during a recording. So, there you go.
God.
Wish you were more confident about that, but
I can't remember a time when I did.
Okay, well, I'm gonna live in the world where if you can't remember doing it, then it definitely didn't happen. I know that's not the world we're in, but that's the world I'm choosing to live in.
And if it did happen, I'm just gonna say the garage door was shut.
That's the next best case scenario. There's a scenario after that. Let's not go down that road. Okay, one last Facebook question from our Facebook group. Our friend Victoria asks, or says, "I've never been to a con before. Would A&D Con be a good first experience?"
Of course.
Yes.
Yes. It will also be very different from every other con you ever attend after that, and they will all pale in comparison.
yeah, it's definitely a unique experience. I've gotten to do a few cons, not anything near the scale that John has. But A&D Con has, granted we've only had one in person, but it's interesting because it is very focused and very small, but that creates a extremely open, kind of constant friendly environment. Most cons are staggeringly large and a sea of people. And sort of by the end of A&D Con, there was a very sense of community of people who had met and, that we had gotten to interact with.
Yeah, and I guess I've only got really experience at smaller cons and only a few larger ones. And I guess there's a unifying reason everyone's at a convention, but those unifying reasons are very varied. But when you go to A&D Con, it's like, we all know why we're here. It's like we have other interests, but we are definitely unified by one specific shared experience. And I guess I thought that was pretty cool. It facilitates a lot of in-jokes.
Very much so.
Like I think Drew said before, you're going to be welcomed by the crowd. It's not like you're going to be standing on the sidelines there with nobody to talk to. There's there's not going to be like hordes of people there to where a person standing alone is not going to be noticed. You're going to make some friends.
Yeah, you can just start talking about shitting in a bowl, and nobody's going to be like, God, who's this weirdo? You're just going to get a lot of high fives. Everyone's going to be shitting in a bowl. No, ignore that last part. Come to the convention.
And we will be asked to never come back to that that hotel again.
Should be a lot of people talking about shitting in a bowl, and one horrified barman who's just dreading the thought of what he might have to clear up.
And he's going to say, "You're cut off," and I'm going to say, "I'm not buying drinks from you anyway, asshole."
It's a weird flex, but it's a flex all the same. All right, folks. Well, that's going to take care of us tonight on Authors and Dragons. We'll be back next week with a side quest, and then again in 2 weeks with an episode of A&D. Until then, we'll see you. Bye.
Bye. Bye, friends.
Authors and Dragons is brought to you under a Creative Commons license, meaning you are free to share this material so long as credit is given to those who created it, which is us, the people you just heard play the game. Opening and closing themes performed by the Gore Core 4.
Authors and Dragons! Authors and Dragons!
A wizard comes when he's ready.